Today we are playing Infinite Craft, a game in which you can join concepts to create new ones. Our goal today will be to create Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster. The way I believe we will go about this is similarly how you may play Minecraft. In my mind, if we're able to create a tree, make paper from that and worm our way to authorship down that route, we'll eventually find ourselves where we want to be. And already I've created okay, I was going to say a sapling, but no, we're already at a tree. I was going to say I'm unsure how quickly I'll be able to reach my goal. We may have to go down the route of creating spooky concepts, and that doesn't seem likely, but it seems we're already making pretty good progress. Now, I'm going to cut around myself to save you from witnessing me, quite frankly, hitting rocks together to make a boulder or something. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, I want to focus on going down that book route. I'm unsure how we will be able to create tools such as an axe or... Okay, a swamp. That kind of feels spooky. I'm now questioning my choices. So also in my head, now that we have a few items such as mountain, smoke, tornado, in my head there's a couple directions to go. I still want to focus on that book route. However, part of me kind of thinks with smoke and tornado and mountain, there may be a way to go through the lightning route, or at least try to or at least try to build concepts around life. So we want a book, we want a human, and we want something such as lightning, because that is how that's how Frankenstein's monster was created. See, I keep finding myself Ash. Okay, I was going to say I keep finding myself caught up in this loop, which I do think is to restrict the amount of possibilities that could be created, because otherwise there's an infinite amount of concepts that will not make sense, and this tries to keep it, I think, somewhat realistic or inclusive of words that do exist. So now that we have Ash, let's maybe try and focus on the lightning aspect. What do we have here that could do that? This is also like a puzzle game, which I very much do enjoy. So it's very easy to circle dust a planet. That's cool. That's life, right? It's kind of life. Volcano again. I feel like we are circling the drain of what lightning can be created of. In my head, I know that if there is a large dust cloud or an eruption, the velocity of the dust can create lightning. I'm not sure that Infinite Craft is that in the weeds about, I guess, physics. Is it physics? I'm not sure. So we'll have to be careful on that, but with such limited options, I'm actually unsure how to go forwards. Okay, desert. That feels good. I mean, there is no desert in Frankenstein. There is plains, I guess, sand. Let's try and get dust and water. Again, mud. Tsunami. Yeah, I don't know, but part of me feels that creating these words will lead to ones that will benefit us in the future. So I am cautious that not everything I'm doing is negative. Not negative, but will benefit us in the future. Okay. Let's try to... Okay, I'm really feeling I think in my mind I'm stuck down the book route and also the lightning route, and maybe that's not the way to go. Maybe the best thing I can do is bolster out our word set. Hurricane. Okay, so this feels great. Now it's more of a thunderstorm, a lightning storm that happens in the book, but hurricane is a very close relative word to that. So with this, I do feel like we have a chance to get somewhere interesting. It just seems to be circling back to the same words though. Now, hurricane, wood, tree. See, that doesn't. Some of these don't make too much sense to me. Pyramid. What could I? Oh, pyramid, mummy. Oh, yes, I was just gonna say that. Yes. Okay. Cool. So this feels like a cousin to Frankenstein, the mummy. If we can somehow get to a zombie. Now, I do think mummy is more Egyptian focused, and I don't know how to get out of that cycle, but if we can somehow Oz. Okay, if we can somehow get mummy to zombie and then zombie to hurricane, maybe? That seems like a very positive step. Wizard, magic. I'm not seeing Pharaoh. Yeah, again, all of these are Tutankhamun. That's fantastic. A lot of these are going down the Egyptian route. I don't know if the words have stacked memory. So I'm not sure if I started with Sphinx and then added a wizard and it creates Pharaoh, then Tutankhamun, if that individual word or the mindset of the game kind of takes that to follow through to the Egyptian path, or whether it's the combination of word solely. I do think it's the latter, which is probably why it's circular rather than progressive with its word structure. Here I'm just trying to think about Sandstorm. Sandstorms create lightning, I'm pretty sure. But what I'm trying to do is just put uh, relative words together that I think can get us there. I was really expecting firestorm there, and we're back to dust. Tornado. This is very, very complicated. I'm loving the word mummy. I'm loving the word hurricane. We know that they don't go anywhere. Maybe it is worth going down the book route once again. An ent, that seems absolutely useless. Wizard, forest, that's going to create the same thing. A tomb, okay. Okay, so curse. Okay, I'm liking this. What I think we're doing is going down the spooky route. So the route that at the beginning of the video I said would do nothing for us, but it just might. So curse and mummy I'm feeling so good about. Hurricane as well. I wish that doesn't do anything. I really wish you could add 3 words together. I imagine the possibilities would be absolutely endless that way, but I do think it would get us to the goal quicker. One of these has to lead to zombie though, right? And when we're at zombie, a phoenix, rubbish, get that out of here. Ash again. When we get to zombie, I think we're 60 or 70% of the way through this. That's hurricane and a tornado. What can I? It's not that I don't want to add mummy and tomb together just yet. It's just that I feel like I'm missing some obvious word, not connotations, but additions that could tip us over to success. Let's see here. Earthen tree. Tsunami. See, I feel like some of these words are going to be the ones that unlock the, I guess, the answer to us. Tsunami and that. See, Atlantis. Now we are big. Atlantis curse. We are swirling about the fictional drain here. We have Oz, we have Atlantis. Maybe it doesn't mean the Disney movie. I think it's the Disney movie. Mountain and Earth volcano. Desert, hurricane, sandstorm. Yeah, we're just Sphinx again. Pyramid. I feel like that's mummy again because it's term. Gollum is rubbish. Wizard. Mummy. Okay, swamp. Zombie. Okay, swamp and mummy created a zombie. There's got some good news. So I guess swamp is okay. Monkey, we're creating life. We are creating life. Earth, King Kong. No, that's not good. What I really thought was going to happen there is monkey, Earth is going to create a human. Mummy and zombie, King Kong. Wonder what would happen if you do a King Kong zombie. Maybe we'll try that soon. So this is the first aspect of it not allowing me to conjoin words. A gorilla, some mudge, and okay, cool. So that's interesting how there is limitations to conjoining. That kind of means that I guess the word, like the additions are progressive. A vampire, okay. Can we get to Dracula? Maybe if we can do that, a novel character, then it will understand that if we use Dracula as a word, that we can somehow get to Frankenstein. That's around the same time period-ish. Dracula, we did it. We did it. Okay. And it goes straight back to vampire. Dracula again. Vampire Kong. That's kind of cool. Dracula. We're getting there. We really are. I'm actually so surprised with the progress that we've made. It's been a bit roundabout, but you can see now that we are reaching a zompire. We're reaching a point now that we're straying into fiction. Now, part of me wants to play around with Oz again and see if we can get an author. And if we can get an author and maybe add it to the zombie word or the mummy word, that it will create Frankenstein. And then, obviously, with Frankenstein, we can try to add zombie or mummy and create Frankenstein's monster. That's kind of the progression that I think of in my head. It definitely won't be that way when we get around to it, though. Mountain range, swamp, volcano. Yellowstone is useless, but it's cool. Never been there. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is mess around a little bit and we'll see where we get when we cut back in literally 3, 2, 1 seconds. Alright, as you can see, we have just created corpse, and if this side list is insane. We have hot air balloon, pottery, flower, poison, witch. We definitely went down the spooky route. This has taken me a good 15-20 minutes that you did not want to see because I circled the drains so much. I really do think we're onto something though, because curse, corpse, zombie. Part of me, Zombie King, part of me feels like The Bride. Oh, it could be good because of Frankenstein's Bride. I think that's a movie. A zombie. Okay, Corpse Bride, Zombie Bride. Corpse and Corpse Bride. Do you see where I'm trying to go with this? That we may accidentally slip into Frankenstein by going down the weird third party route. This is kind of exciting. So, carbs, crocodile, dragon. Dragon could be, sand dragon. I know this may seem odd. We're right there, but what I've noticed in the last couple of minutes that you've not witnessed is that the strange, like Wizard of Oz, that's so cool. We're down the Arthur Road. The strange words are your helping hands, and you never expect it. So, Wicked Witch of the West. That's cool. Witch Doctor I also like because Frankenstein is a surgeon. So I feel like we can use that to get our way. Wicked Witch of the East. We're far too far into the Wizard of Oz now. Ruby's slippers. Does Frankenstein have... He doesn't wear heels. I know that much, but is there anything we can do with that? A witch again. That makes sense. I can tell we're on the edge of greatness here. I feel so confident that we're going to get it in the next couple of minutes. Dorothy. Okay, with using all of these, we're going down the Arthur route, which is kind of stringing around away from the spooky route, but I think we're going to get there. I'm thinking doctor because Frankenstein's a surgeon. Zombie. I wouldn't actually know how to get Frankenstein himself because he is just a regular like man. He's a figure where at least Frankenstein's monster is I would say not a pop culture icon now, but an icon in itself. Although they do get Frankenstein and his monster confused a lot, so maybe that will be the difficulty, that will get Frankenstein very easily, but not the monster. Dracula, vampire. I'm really just slamming my head against the wall now. Batman, zombie, Bat Kong. Okay, Bat Kong, Wizard of Oz, Dorothy. I am just absolutely slamming things. Frankenstein. What did we even do then? I think we did. That's amazing. What did we do? Okay, let's put Frankenstein, our boy, off to the side while we recreate this with the Wizard of Oz and Zombie Doctor, if I'm correct. I am. That is insane. How does that even work? And the bride? Monster. I really thought that was going to be a finishing touch there to get Bride of Frankenstein, but no, we have monster. We have zombie Frankenstein. Things, monster, zombie doctor, Frankenstein. See, we just keep getting it now. Monster and zombie is, oh my god, we could have done that from the start. That's insane. Monster, Jungle Tarzan, Smoke, Jane. Okay, sorry, that was a little bit of a tangent. We are so close. We are at the finish line. And I think here, as you can see with the emoji, it's listing Frankenstein almost as though he is the monster, which is very weird. Like I said at the beginning, I think it may be a bit muddled up in that sense, but I do think there's a chance we can get Frankenstein's monster still. Okay, I've taken a second to think about this, and I really want to go back to my idea from the beginning of the video. Get a load of Frankensteins and somehow introduce lightning, just like in the book, in the film. We don't have lightning specifically, but we do have elements. Fire, wind, dust, hurricane, smoke? I don't know. We have quite a few tornado. We have quite a few things here that we can punch in to try and get Frankenstein's monster. And I believe we'll get there, maybe through a third-party route again. But let's see. Monster, get rid of that. We don't want it. Dust, monster, get rid of it. Wind, Frankenstorm. Okay, third party. we're nearly there. Let's try tornado and hurricane. Again, that is a very good sign. Hurricane. All right, let's get rid of these, and finally, are we going to get it? Let's add these together. Yes, we do. Okay, amazing. Okay, fantastic. This was a really fun challenge. If you have any more that you'd like me to do that are book related, let me know. I might do a Stephen King one. This was really fun. It took me absolutely ages, but I hope you enjoyed it, and stick around to see a couple more videos. Have a good one. Goodbye.